Hello everybody, this is the Wikstrand and welcome to the extended review of Django Unchained. Now this is not going to be one of my longer ones, but it will probably be fun anyway, I guess. Let's go! The original. So it probably comes as a little surprise that Django Unchained is based on an already actual character. It's not a remake, it's not a reboot or anything like that. It is just a reimagination of a movie that was made in the 1960s called Django. I think it was 1966. Starring Franco Nero, who probably a lot of people know makes a cameo in the movie. I was surprised because, well, he must be pretty old by now. The original Django was made, 46 years before Django Unchained was made, so, I mean, I was surprised that he was actually, alive or anything like that. Anyway, it was a monstrous hit, which spawned a couple of sequels, you could say. Let's count them, shall we? None of these movies that I'm gonna count here is an official sequel to the original 1966 Django. It actually only has one official sequel, which is called Django Strikes Again. It is just knockoffs. It bases its success on name recognition. Everybody okay with that? Well, let's go then. We have few dollars for Django. Django shoots first. Django, a bullet for you. The two sons of Ringo. God forgives. I don't. The Last Killers. Django kill. If you live, shoot. Don't wait, Django. Shoot. Son of Django. $10,000 for a massacre. Any gun can play. Two faces of dollars. Man, pride, revenge. If you want to live, shoot. Django kills slowly. Django, prepare a coffin. Side note, this movie story, Terence Hill, is unique among the plethora of movies which capitalize of the original one that is not only a semi-official, it's a legitimate follow-up. This was also originally intended to star Franco Nero. Let's continue, shall we? Django does not forgive. Hanging for Django. Gallows rope for Django. False Django. That's a bit ironic. Django the bastard. One damn day at dawn. Django meets Sartana. Django against Sartana. Django meets Sartana. Let me guess. Next one is called Django marries Sartana. It's not. What? It's not. It's Django and Sartana are coming. It's the end. Well, thank God. Wait, what's this? Sartana's here. Trade your pistol for a coffin. Oh my fucking God. Will you please stop? Django defies Sartana. Oh, come on. Django is always number two. What? They mean that Django is a piece of shit? W. Django. Django caught Price Corpse, aka Pistol for Django. A Ballad of Django. A Man Called Django. Gunman of 100 Crosses. That's a pretty badass title, by the way. Shoot Django. Shoot first. Kill Django. Kill first. Down with your hand, you scum. Django. Adios. Long live Django. And from 2008. Sukiyaki Western Django. This is a movie directed by Takashi Miike, which also has Tarantino in a cameo playing himself, I guess. This is an over-the-top, very silly movie in which a bunch of Japanese actors are pretending that they are in the Old West despite their being in Japan, and it is a very silly, very bloody and kind of entertaining movie, though it has a very, very slow start. But if you have any chance, go see this one. I was actually surprised that Django Unchained got an Academy Award nomination for the best original screenplay, nevertheless winning it. I was very happy about that, but I thought that since it was, Django was an existing character, that it was going to, fall under the category of based on already existing material. That was what I thought, but apparently not. But the original Django was a completely different beast. He was, dragging around a coffin that contained a minigun that he was shooting at people with, and it was more of a revenge story, and it was, just a movie that bastardized the original Sergio Leone spaghetti westerns. To me, I never was a huge fan of the original Django movie. I thought it was okay, but it wasn't as good as the Sergio Leone's Dollar trilogy. The Handshake. Through the years, I've seen lots and lots and lots of movies, and something that do happens from time to time is that the character you really, really like gets killed, and you get a little bit sad for it. But never it has been more heart-wrenching than this one, because I loved Dr. King Schultz. He was just such a fun guy. He just had so much honor and dignity and goodness in him, and he was also badass, and he wasn't a wuss or anything like that. I don't think I've ever wanted a character to live more than him. And then he goes and shoots Leonardo DiCaprio's horrible, awful piece of shit, which was great. We'll get to him in a second. But then after he doesn't duck or anything like that. He just, says, "I'm sorry," and then he gets blasted by a shotgun. When I saw that, I thought, please let him have some kind of a, protective thing that, saves him or something like that. But nope, dead. And I was just so aggravated by the whole thing. Why was he so stubborn about the handshake? And why, if he then decided to shoot Candy, did he had to, just stand there and take a load of buckshots in his stomach just for the sake of it, and not, hide or anything like that. But the thing was that at this point he had been so disturbed by how evil Candy was. Candy was probably the worst man he had ever met in his entire life, and there wasn't a wanted poster for Candy. He was just a free guy, free to do whatever he wanted, and he basically did. Because Dr. King Schultz did have so much respect for the law and so much goodness in him, he decided, I'm gonna shoot him, boom. And then he sort of discovered, well, damn, now I'm a criminal. That's why he, stands and faces his destiny. This is probably completely wrong, or people have already, discovered this, on some Q&A or something like that. But I figured that was my take on it. Because Candy wasn't considered a criminal, he just had it and shot him, and then he realized that he became a criminal, and then he said, okay, you can shoot me now. Now, speaking of Candy and his cavalcade of awful behavior, this is the first time since 1998 that Leonardo DiCaprio played a villain in a movie. When you're thinking about it, he very rarely plays antagonists. Also, he has bad teeth, and his name is Candy, and Dr. King Schultz is a dentist. I always find that kind of funny. The first 25 minutes. One of the most important things is to establish characters and to establish your story and stuff like that. The first 25 minutes of Django Unchained is maybe the best this century so far. Maybe it is the best this millennium so far, because holy shit, it's awesome. First we have the appearance of Schultz, who's arguing with the slave traders, and he kills them, and then they go to the town, and they talk about the Brittle brothers, and then he kills the sheriff, and then he finds out that that wasn't an actual sheriff, but an escaped convict, and all of that stuff. almost has nothing to do with the plot. It has almost nothing to do with it, but it introduces us to King Schultz and Django in such an amazing way. Just brings a big smile to my face. And whenever I talk about the beginning of Django Unchained, I can watch that how many times I want to, and it never goes out of fashion. It is just great. It's just one of these fantastic things. This is basically how the original Sergio Leone movies with Clint Eastwood was. This is especially if you're thinking about for a few dollars more, you can basically take out a huge part of the start of it, and it wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't suffer anything for it. Casting Django. Apparently, there was other people who were considered for the role of Django. Will Smith, what? Chris Tucker, the fuck? Terrence Howard. I think Terrence Howard wouldn't have been as good as Jamie Foxx. He doesn't have the badass aura that he would have needed. Tyrese Gibson. Yeah, you own that paycheck, Tyrese. Michael Kenneth Williams. Yeah, probably could have worked. Denzel Washington. Well, sorry Denzel, but I think you're a little bit too old for this one. The end. There has been a lot of speculations in various YouTube videos, and online forums have discussed the ending of Django Unchained. And basically it usually is a part of an article that says basically happy endings in which the hero died horrible deaths. The idea is that Brunhilde and Django will be caught by slave traders and sold into slavery again, or just simply killed because they killed Candy. No, I've never viewed it like that. This basically is a 1960s movie in which fuck what's coming after. It is, when it's ending, it's ending. I've never been that worried about the safety of Django or Brunhilde, because basically no one knows that he is still alive, because he has allegedly been sold to the mines, and he came back and he just wiped everybody out, blew up the entire house, and he and Brunhilde just walked away. So they believe that she is dead and that he is dead. So he will leave and get to the north with all the money he had. You should also not forget that he's a badass, and he has lots and lots and lots of practice of shooting very well. So I don't think there's going to be any problem for him to get away from all that stuff. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed my little take on Django Unchained. Till the next time, see you. This is Restrand signing out.